Hi everybody and welcome back. In this lecture we're going to look at reading an entire file, and to do that we need to first create a file. So as you can see here, I've got a couple of tabs open. So the first one is called moviereader.py, which gives you an indication of what this program will do, and in the second tab I have movies.txt, which just contains some information about the movie Avatar. Now I'm getting my information from IMDb. I've downloaded a dataset of 5,000 movies, and this was the first one from the top of the list, and we'll get into that dataset in a little bit later and other datasets. But for the moment I've just created a simple text file. You can get this in the resources section of this lecture. So back in our moviereader.py, how do we go about creating a program that will read our information from movies.txt into our program? Well, let's get started. Let's add in some comments first. So today is the 15th. My name and your name. And the program. What is this program going to do? It's going to read an entire file. There we go. Okay, so how do we start? Well, we start with open. And what's the name of the file we want to open? Well, it's called movies.txt, and this is surrounded by single quotes. And as before, your movies.txt and your moviereader.py file, both of them have to be in the same directory. Otherwise it's not going to work, and we'll look at that later on as well. As file object. Colon. Next, so contents, so we're creating a variable called contents equals file object, there we go, dot read, and I'll explain this in detail now in a few minutes, so don't worry. Finally, print contents dot strip. So if you remember strip from previous lectures, this takes out all the white space to the left and right of the information in a movies.txt file, just in case it's been entered incorrectly. Now let's run this and see what we get. There we go. James Cameron, Avatar, action, it's an action movie, Avatar is the name, 2009, and this last number here, 33,000, is the number of Facebook likes that it got, so we're going to be using that a little later on. Not my favourite movie of all time, not a great movie in my opinion, but anyway, it's the first one on the list from IMDb. And you can see here, there's our text file that we've just imported into our program and output it to our screen. Okay, so let's analyse this little program that we have here, and let's begin by looking at the open function here. To do any work with a file, even just print its contents, we first need to open the file to access it. The open function needs just one argument, the name of the file we want to open, and as you can see here, we've given it one argument, movies.txt. Python looks for this file in the directory where the program that's currently being executed is stored. So as I mentioned, make sure that all your programs and your text files are in the same directory. The open function returns an object representing the file. Here, open movies.txt returns an object representing movies.txt. Python stores this object in file object. Here, the Python keyword with at the beginning of our program closes the file once access to it is no longer required. Have you noticed yet how we use the function open but not the function close? We could use close, but if a bug in our program prevents the close statement from being executed, the file may never close. This may not seem important, but improperly closed files can cause data to be lost or corrupted. All you have to do is open the file and work with it as desired, trusting that Python will close it automatically when the time is right. Next we use the read method here. This method reads the entire contents of the file and stores it as one long string in contents. When we print the value of contents, we get the entire text file back. Okay, so I hope that was pretty easy to understand and work with. In our next lecture we're going to look at file paths and get into further exploring files and text files. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next lecture.